Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. The show will begin momentarily.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. We choose to go to the moon.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky, the Dragonchain Update show. This is episode dickety-7. That is 0xd7. It's the 216th episode weekly. Reminder, nothing on the show is financial advice, and stay tuned after the updates, quick updates for an AMA. So this week on Dragonchain Updates, we have Super Happy Dragon Lucky. This shows last week distribution of governance lot. So last week's episode created 298 lot. There was one question for 74 lot, and there's one featured post for 74 lot. The host received 74 lot, and Dragonchain received 75 lot. The Dragonchain gets the rounded up token. Also, this week, I was invited and was on a live interview with Marcus Ruiz Evans. And I would recommend watching it. It was really interesting because he got into essentially some of the issues with social media and media in general, and communications and content in general, and we got into how it can be solved. And we offered up as a demonstration Den.social as a way that essentially you can fix some of the many issues that are out there that are mostly intentional. But go watch it. It was a good interview. I think we're going to probably try to get him on the World Blockchain Roundtable, and he has invited me to come back on as well to go further into areas of interest. So watch that. The link should be in the description of the video. Or you can search for it probably and find it pretty quickly. Next, we go to Den.social Updates. So we have in the September 2023 layer creation process LCP results, and 2 layers will be created. The number one in unique voters with 1.3 million lore committed and 39 unique voters was the vegan layer, proposed by Ananda in February of 2021. So it was a long time ago. And oddly, the next one was just proposed this month, which the number one in lore committed with 8.5 million lore committed and 33 unique voters was National Tradition or National Traditions, proposed by Bijbi in September of 2023, this month. And as a reminder, any denizen can purchase or effectively sponsor a runner-up layer. The first through the fifth runner-ups, as ranked by unique voters, can purchase a layer where the first runner-up is 200 matter, the second 400, the third runner-up 600, the fourth 800, and the fifth runner-up is 1,000 matter. Also, another option if you want one of the layer proposals to be created this month to get started on a community. If a layer has at least 8 unique voters, and there are quite a few that do, you can purchase that layer or sponsor it, have it created for 2,500 matter, and you can get together multiple people and say, hey, we want to go in on this. I think I'm going to do one this month if anybody's interested in getting the the 2024 US election layer created, because it might be a good place to have discussions and a good community build. And I guess it could later just become an election layer in general for anything that's happening. But great stuff. And also Coffee with Den. So every Wednesday at 8 Eastern. So last night, Dave has Coffee with Den. Last night's episode, the topic was Air Travel Saga. I wasn't able to join again. I was busy, so hopefully I'll get to soon. And also Den.social Updates. We have the meeting, the Den.social general meeting today, which is at 1900 Eastern and 2300 UTC. The agenda is posted, and everyone is welcome to join. No need to turn on your camera. Should be a good discussion. Lots to talk about. Next, we go to the World Blockchain Roundtable updates. So in case you missed it, last week's episode was Blockchain for Flight Rewards Programs. So go watch and share it. The more views it gets the first week, the more lot all the participants will get. And episode 122 airs today at 1100 Eastern, 1500 UTC, with a topic of past, present, and future on blockchain tech. Get in there and leave a blockchain related question or subject to discuss. It can even be outside of that topic, as long as it's about blockchain, per a ruling of the roundtable governance itself. Okay, so that's all the updates. Now we will go to the AMA. Reminder, each participant with a unique question will get lot from the Dragonchain layer. The same question, or someone asking multiple questions, will only get credited once. And we reserve the right to revise and extend my remarks in case I say something that's wrong. So the first question we have is from I am, and question is, what are the potential risks to making Den a decentralized platform? There are obviously a lot, but they aren't. I don't think any of them are too harsh. I don't think any of them are too big of risks. Some of the simple risks would be that it's harder to manage, or that it becomes expensive. One of the things that we're concerned about is when we move to some of the decentralized hosting, is the economics going to be stable? Is it going to be cheap right now, but then 3 years later we realize that it was a mistake, or that we have to switch platforms? And that's one of the considerations also, which is more of a technical consideration and risk, that if we choose one of those because the economics work, that we have to make sure that it's either standardized, or that we use things like Docker containers and standardized DevOps stuff. Because if we don't, and the economics fall apart, or the network falls apart, or anything else happens, we need to be able to easily, quickly move to another platform. I mean, the ideal, if we had unlimited resources, would be that we would host on multiple decentralized platforms. Decentralize the decentralized platforms. I mean, that would be an ideal, and that would take care of some of those risks, but also at the further risk of more complexity or higher costs. So there's some things there. One of the other big ones that you've probably thought of, would be the risk of attack. That they're doing this would open up not necessarily more or worse forms of attack, but just different vectors of attack, that things that obviously we haven't had to deal with, we might have to deal with in some capacity. So we've been thinking about a lot of that stuff for quite a while, though. So there are some mitigations and some ways to prevent some of those attacks, but I would say largely the architecture of Den itself, in the least, has a basis to mitigate, a basis to answer those risks and those potential attacks, and has a lot of it already built in. That the governance model itself is, I think, a pioneering model in how to avoid what a lot of the decentralized world, Web3, the crypto world, and DAOs have had to deal with to a small bit so far, but uh, that they will be dealing with ever increasingly, because they're mostly focused on direct token-based governance, whereas Den and a lot of our models on that we've used at Dragonchain and inside of Den and World Blockchain Roundtable and so on, are very much focused on behavior, either coming or going, and and some blend of tokens. So you have token systems with behavior systems tied together to make it so that it would not only be costly to attack a network like Den.social or other, but it would also be the costs would not be solely financial. That is, you would have to put a lot of money at risk to come into that system if you wanted to attack it. But then the funny thing is you would have to do all of the things that the system wants you to do to be a good network and to provide good content and other things, as in good behavior, in order to really attack the system. So you would be it's not a perfect system. Obviously, nothing is, but it is a very interesting mechanic that we can effectively use behavior, not only in our rewards model and not only in our providing better and more accurate and more rational evaluation of content, but also to protect, also to provide a tool for security, that is IT security or technical security for the system, which is radically interesting. And I'm surprised that we don't have a lot more people interested in that, but there's a lot of confusing stuff happening in the world, so who knows. So anyway, great question. Thanks a bunch. And so next we have, let's see here, go back to my notes. We do have a featured content post, which is from Dayrox. Yay, Dayrox. Good stuff as always. He has a short video on Matter, and it is as a short on YouTube. So, vertical and shorter content and stuff, which we can't, apologies, we can't yet apply inside of Den. We need to figure that out. I don't think it would be that big of an issue because it's going to be the same hosting libraries and stuff. But either way, go and check out. I voted a bunch of energy on it, by the way, Dayrox. So thanks a bunch for the post. And go check it out. Go share it everywhere you can. And that's everything. So in closing, make sure you get some Dragonchain and Den merch whenever you can at dragonchain.store. I need to get a couple. I need to get the Distressed series. I really need to get that stuff. I haven't yet. So, and contribute if you can to Dragonchain's legal fund at legalfund.dragonchain.com. We'd really appreciate it. And it's very much needed in the world today because we're fighting against the bad guys, and there's a lot to be done there. So also watch us again on Super Happy Dragon Lucky next week at 10 a.m. Eastern, 1400 UTC, and watch the World Blockchain Roundtable tonight or today at 1100 Eastern, 1500 UTC, and also Den.DAO tonight. The time posted earlier. Follow Dragonchain, Real Denizens, and Jojo Row on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Den.social, and make sure you share this episode and like, comment, and subscribe if you will. Thanks so much.
Now, more than ever, our data is at risk. Our supply chains are in jeopardy. Our systems are broken, and businesses feel powerless. Dragonchain gives you a different way, a safer way, a better way, and you have power over your data. Dragonchain gives you proof in an untrusted world. Build now at Dragonchain.com. America's blockchain.